Petite Rouge, a Cajun Red Riding Hood, written by Mike Artell, illustrated by Jim Harris. Back in the swamp, where that Spanish moss grow, I heard me a story from long time ago. In a little old house that been built out of wood, live a girl people call Petite Rouge riding a hood. One day when her grandmère come down with the flu, Petite Rouge mama told her what she gotta do. Take her this gumbo on tree or two sweater, and some this boundin' gone make her feel better. You can take the Perouge with that big long push pull, then there's just one more thing that you need to be told. Don't stop in the swamp, don't you stop on the way, 'cause the swamp's full of gators, chair, that's what they say. So you take that cat in the Perouge with you, and bring yourself home just as soon as you two. Petite Rouge take that food, and her cat Tajine too. Then jump in that Perouge like she told to do. Mama wave adieu, and Tajine he wave back, and he float to the swamp where the water looked black. They done be gone long when they see by a stomp a big long green log that got plenty of bump. That long it come close to the Perouge and say, now what you two doing out here, s'il vous plaît? It was Claude, that old gator. Petite Rouge got a haunch that old Claude thinking he'd like to have her for lunch. We taking this food to my grandmère, she says, and I got this pole so you get out of the way. Pardon, mademoiselle, I don't mean to be rude. I just thinking that maybe you share some of your food. A taste of that boundin' or shrimp etouffee, that's all that I want, then I'll get out of the way. I'm counting to 3, and if you still dare, this pole gonna hit you where you part your hair. And when she say 1, old Claude backed out the way, and he knew that girl showed enough mean what she say. Then little Petite Rouge passed that Perouge again, and old Claude closed his eyes, and old Claude started to grin. I got an idea, and I know what to do. I'll get me that food, and that little girl too. That gator swam fast, and then quipped and denounced, and up to the porch in old grandma's old house. He opened the door and then stick his head in, and then he see grandma asleep in bed. He tried to tiptoe so she don't hear no sound, but his tail bumped the shelf and an old cup fell down. When they hit the floor, it break bottom cup, and grandma she hear it, and grandma wake up. Sacree, she exclaimed, I know this ain't right. Then she ran out the closet and locked that door tight. Ha ha, old Claire laughed. You can hide, that's okay. In fact, it's more better with you out of the way. Claude put on the nightgown and grandma's nightcap, then jumped into bed like he'd taken a nap. He pulled up the covers round his big old green and pretend that he's grandma just lying in bed. And sure enough, right soon there's a knock at the door, and Claude said, Come in, what do you stay outside for? And walk into Jean and Petite Rouge riding hood, and they look at grandma, and she don't look good. Petite Rouge says, Grandma, your face, it's all green, and your skin got the bumps. Now what do you mean? Old Claude make a smile, and he says, It's the flu. It make me all green with the bumps, that's for true. Why don't you come closer? Come, 'cause I want to see all that good food your mama done cook for me. Petite Rouge riding hood and Jean the cat, they take a step closer from where they was at. Petite Rouge says, Grandma, I know you've been sick, but I think my eyes be playing a trick on me. Your mouth kinda big and your nose kinda long, and I got me a feeling that something bad wrong. I've been rubbing my nose with them tissues, says Cloud, and my nose look funny 'cause I rub it too hard. Now come one step closer, says Cloud kinda sweet, 'cause I think that maybe it's about time to eat. Petite Rouge and Tajine get up real close. When Claude smile, Tajine turn as white as ghost as them goes. Petite Rouge says, Grandma, your teeth big and white, and Tajine me know that something ain't right. And that's when Claude laughed and he says, Ah, mas oui, it ain't right for you, but it's so right for me. Claude draw off them sheet. Petite Rouge shouts, Ah, it's that gator who wanna make lunch out of me. Claude crawl out of the bed and onto the floor. Then Petite Rouge knows she got in for some trouble for sure. But Tajine the cat, y'all know what to do. He's smart for a cat. Yeah, you know that for true. When Claude turned his back, Tajine run up the table and an unjump on top, just as fast as he's able. He find him a bottle that said red hot sauce. Then he reached back his arm and gave it a toss. He see Petite Rouge catch the sauce in her hand, and then she pull out that basket a piece abounded. He tossed that boundin' just when Claude start to hiss. Tajine crossed his fingers and hoped she don't miss. Petite Rouge watched that boundin' come fly to the air, then she reach up and catch it, but guess who right there? That's right, it was Claude. Petite Rouge knew one thing. Old Claude's mouth ain't opening 'cause he'd like to swing. She take that hot sauce and fo you count to 2. She soaked that boundin' with that sauce, to Rouge. She shoved that boundin' right in front of Klaus's nose, just about the same time Claude done snap his jaws closed. He think he done bite Petite Rouge Riding Hood, and at first Claude be thinkin' she tastes pretty good. But then he stopped chewing and closed about his eyes. Then sit up think maybe he gonna die. He made them backflip 'cause that boundin' so hot, and the next thing you know, his tail tied in the knot. He dance all around, he don't know what to do. His mouth feel like fire and his nose burning too. So into the swamp with his mouth open wide, Claude jump in the water to cool off inside. And then from that closet, Grandma she peek out 'cause she want to see what be making Claude shout. And when she see Claude in that swamp jumping round, she come to the closet and dance up and down. Then Grandma, Tajine, and Petite Rouge Riding Hood be roll on that floor and they laugh theirself good. Then Grandma stand up and dust off her clothes. She say, "Whew, that food sure smell good to my nose. Now pull up some chair and let's take a look at all the good food your mama done cook." And soon they all eatin' them shrimp etouffee, boundin' and gumbo with the loose to feed. And when they all through, Petite Rouge tell Grandma, "Go sit yourself down in a big rocking chair." Grandma she sit down with Tajine on her lap, and soon Petite Rouge and them all take a nap. And folks in the swamp say that sometimes they see old Claude hanging around an old slum tree. Claude, that old gator, he finally cooled down, but when people see him now, he don't come round. Old Claude reckon people too hot to eat. He don't know that hot sauce done make it all the heat. Old Claude be tricked, so it all worked out good for Tajine, Grandma, and Petite Rouge Riding Hood. The end.